after. Die from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Check. Lucky. Check 4, check yellow.
Mahomes now on first down. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now it's Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Off the edge, the sack by Reggie Ragland.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down. You set. 19. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win. Wide, get wide.
Watson. They'll set up the screen to Howard. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there. And 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line because last week in their loss, they just gave up another one now. they don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
Hey, 59.
After the sack on first down, Watson stepping up. He's going to keep it, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
You can't block me. You can't block me. 53, let's go.
Out of the gun, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
57 colors.
2nd and 5 now. Mahomes, they're going deep for Hill. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Justin Reed. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will have a touchdown. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly.
Williams loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here we go. Check.
Hey, Red Blitz.
They go play fake. Mahomes under a heavy rush, and down he goes. J.J. Watt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Mike, 55, right there in the middle. Alpha. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Check.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Reset. Committee.
Mike 50.
In your face.
On 1st down, Watson. Buying time. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Reggie Ragland able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And some room to maneuver. It's a big-time run by Jordan Howard, 54 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
Set. 19. Check. 53. Oh, yeah.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson. It's complete to Fuller. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
Slam. Hey, people nice.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And Bryant's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
You know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
7 yards there and a first down. Mahomes is going to run the option left. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Yellow, RWA.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it right.
From just shy of midfield, Mahomes. And an alley to run. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down. Check, check.
Yellow.
Now Mahomes to try again after the pick 6. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
No gain on this defense. Nothing. Yellow, 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 yellow. Let's go. We got double up, double up.
Blue dot Quarkers, blue dot Quarkers.
43, 43.
55, Mike, 50.
Hey, 43.
Let's get out.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Line, Army.
On 3rd down, Grant. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Watson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down at the 43. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson dancing to his left. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Mike, it's our field. It's our field.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd and 12, Watson. That's going to be caught. 27 yards there, a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Howard all alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal.
Mike 50. Double dog. That's the way. Shoot.
Here's Watson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins once again the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Jordan Howard with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at his 4. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A 2-yard gain brings up second down at the 28-yard line.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Mike, 55.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Completes it to Hardman. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. A first trip to the red zone for KC. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, but it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
57 colors. He's checking. Yellow.
And again, it's Mahomes. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Here we go. Watch safety creep. Watch.
A quick throw out to Hardman on the perimeter. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for the. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Let's get it now. Hey, we got to snap it. Let's go.
On the jet sweep, here comes Fuller. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Mike's 50.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
37. Chiefs, nothing.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Here a throw taken in by Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here now is second and 10, again from the 41. Now it's Mahomes again. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. Third and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 43. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a second and 2. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. Not that time for Watkins. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Third and 2, Watson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Texans send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Now here's Mahomes, flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to look deep, and that's caught inside the 30. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
19 yards. First down, Houston.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 7. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Returnable for now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run from the pistol with Howard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Again, it's Howard. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Again, it's Foreman. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now from back at the 5. This is 3rd and goal.
Turn up. Kill, turn up.
And they take a knee.
Watson on the keeper. A loss of a yard. Brings up 4th down and goal.
This is it. 18. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Williams. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now here is another interception. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
On 1st down, Foreman. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And they will take a knee here.
Watson on the keeper. It's a loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles,